Hey, this is Chris Peplinski here. I'm here to talk about one of my most highly anticipated reviews, being the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, which is, I guess you consider, the six, I guess, overall Spider-Man live-action movies that were done, but I guess the third, reboot. I guess if that's the way you ought to say it. It kind of reminds me of, I remember when the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie came out, 15 years ago when I was 14, and remembering the experience of seeing, the Spider-Man, in live action, which was pretty cool. And then, now 15 years later, another actor plays the part for the third time. This time, Tom Holland takes over the part who previously was portrayed by Andrew Garfield in the two Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I guess you could say what I liked about this particular version of the Spider-Man movie, that they finally got an actor who was, I guess, what I would say believable, and that actually looks like a high school kid, even though Tom Holland in real life is 21 after his debut in the Captain America Civil War. And I thought he did a pretty good job playing the part. So it was kind of cool that he got to finally have his own solo outing, and it finally ties into the Marvel cinema universe, which was the intention of the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But when that movie didn't perform as well, they ended up going with a reboot once again. So and it was also cool to see Tony Stark play like a mentor role to Peter, as he wants to be more than just what Tony would call him, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and wants to I guess be a part of the Avengers, feeling that he could use his superhero abilities to good use and things like that. So the new adversary in this movie would be someone named Toomes, Adrian Toomes, played by Michael Keane, who was a good casting choice for the part. And then the movie kind of explains his I guess vendetta of sorts against Tony, which in a sense has to do with the events of the first Avengers movie, but I don't want to spoil it, because I guess for those that see the movie, they'll figure it out for themselves. And then of course Marissa Tomei also returns as Aunt May, which in Civil War was kind of a little bit of controversy because of all of a sudden now she's the hot MILF aunt, I guess, if that's the way you want to say it, considering that she was played previously by older actresses, Rosemary Harris and Sally Field. But I just wish they would have given her a little bit more to do in the movie. But hopefully the eventual sequels will hopefully give her something more to do. And it was finally good to see Tony's girlfriend Pepper Potts, who was last seen in Iron Man 3 for like a cameo appearance, which was pretty nice. I would have to say, in terms of my own thought of the movie, I did enjoy it, and I thought it was much better effort than, say, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which unfortunately ended up making the same mistakes that Spider-Man 3 did when they tried to have too many villains in the story. And what was good about Amazing Spider-Man, it had the sole focus was the main villain, who's not exactly what I would call a bad guy, because it's kind of like he has his own reasons for doing what he does, and then I guess you kind of understand, he does what he does for his own reasons. And I would say, I mean, well, it was good, good that I guess they took a lighter, I guess, tone, for the Spider-Man movies. But I kind of felt a little bit at times that the humor was a little bit, I guess, too over the top at times. But nonetheless, it was a good experience. And I guess for those that check out the video, I guess they can comment and see what they think for themselves. Okay, thanks.